This workshop is about the art of storytelling, an art which is very easy because everybody can tell stories, an art which is very difficult because everybody can tell stories. So how do you stand out when you tell stories? An art which is very important because this is what all of us do. We speak to each other, we communicate orally, and storytelling is an oral tradition. So let me share a little bit about my understanding of the art. It is sharing a story. It is using the whole of your body to communicate effectively, which could mean a small gesture with your eye, with your finger, with your body, with your voice, with your expressions, all of it. Storytelling is also about the skill of drama, of performing on stage, of becoming different characters, different people, and enjoying all of that journey, plus switching to becoming a narrator as well. It is also the skill of public speaking, because you can be an effective storyteller only when you just speak and converse with your audience. Talking of audience, storytelling is an art where you tell, where you need the human interaction. It's very integral to the telling. And so it is also the art and skill of how do you engage an audience, how do you involve your audience, how do you create trust in them to journey with you, to respond to you, and how do you weave in their responses without getting worried about your telling. So storytelling is all of these. Well, in a certain sense, life prepared me for it. With a master's in English literature, with training in classical dance, with experience in All India Radio, secretary of an oratory club. I think all of these skills, they all come together in storytelling. So in a sense, life prepared me, and I've always told stories as a teacher, as a friend, as a mother. But the time I took to storytelling professionally was 2008. So sometimes life has to really knock at the door, and that's when you take the step. So this was one of those knocks, and the knock came in the form of an ailment, a kidney ailment which I had, which the ailment apparently could be curable with a high dose of steroids for about, my doctor told me then, we don't know how long, it could be a lifetime of steroids. And so when you are on the wrong side of 30 and your cholesterol count is 656, you do wonder that perhaps I should make time for what I would like before I lose out on time. So that's when I held my first storytelling camp, 2 months after I was diagnosed with the ailment, which was curable in itself but had such dramatic side effects like the cholesterol. So I knew that if there was one thing I really wanted to do, that was tell stories. I took a summer camp for kids in Nasik, in Maharashtra, and just made these little posters and put it up, and while a couple of people asked me, who do you think will come? I said, I don't know, I'm hoping at least 15 will turn up. And then the numbers crossed 30 and I had to refuse so many of them. I did a 3-week camp where I told stories and dance, again something which is close to my heart. I taught the children to dance as well, and we had a little performance at the end of the camp. After that, I guess I just couldn't let go of. The ailment incidentally took care of itself. Of course, it took a while, almost a year, for me to be better. But I didn't let go of storytelling after that. I would go to schools and ask them, can I tell stories? And schools sort of obliged and just let me tell stories back then. I'm very thankful to all of those schools because I got to share my story with so many wonderful children. Meanwhile, yeah, since I wanted to tell stories, I decided to really tell them well. I picked up videos from across the world of other storytellers. I visited so many sites, picked up a lot of books, sourced out books again from across the world, which I wanted to read. For me, it was important to understand the theory of what I do as much as the techniques and the practical aspects. So over the years, I have this phenomenal collection of my own, and of course, the best is to tell a lot of stories. And yeah, here I am sharing stories.